Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Friday, finally Friday, November the 1st. Please like, subscribe, and share if you know someone else who loves the show. Make sure you hit the like button. It throws us back up into the algorithm so other people can find the show. It's the 1st of November, and make sure you get out and vote. It controls everything in your lives, from your schools, what's going on with your kids. I mean, everything is controlled by politics, unfortunately. Just make sure you vote. So Phillip is telling Vivian that he's rethinking holding back Titan because he's concerned for Sarah. And of course, Vivian doesn't like that. She's like, nonsense. Xander goes to talk to Kristin and tells her, he couldn't get Phillip to sway. So he says Phillip's just going to have to be killed. And I'm thinking, I'm starting to really dislike Xander. This is ridiculous. And he wants her to kill him, and she's not going to do that. And he's like, well, of course not. We could pay someone or something, He decides he's going to kill him himself, was his thing. So Joy meets the cast and director. And Johnny is shocked, and so is she. And she said, well, actually, we've already met. And Johnny's just looking at her, and she said, excuse me, Chanel. I read lines with Chanel. So she introduced her to Johnny, and Kate needed Chanel for something and pulled her off and told Johnny to show Joy around. He was talking to Joy, and he told her that Chanel wasn't just another actress, that was his wife. And she's like, oh, well, I wish I'd have known that. I wouldn't have been so nice to her. And he's like, yeah, because she cheated on you. And he said, yeah, about that. And he told her that he had made a mistake and made a fool of himself and thought he seen Alex and her making out. And actually, it was another person. It was Stephanie. And he said some pretty horrible things to her. And now he's trying to work it out and get her back. He expresses to Joy that there is no way Chanel can find out what has happened. Now, Joy just kind of looks at him and shakes her head yes, but, you can tell Johnny don't know if she's going to keep her word or not. I bet this girl ends up pregnant. So Holly is still waiting. Tate didn't text her back. That's because him and Sophia got personal last night, and he left his phone in the living room. Sarah comes down and is talking to Holly, and she encourages her to, try to work things out with him. And while she's talking to her, she ends up getting a text. Okay, so here's Tate and Sophia, and they're waking up, the afterglow, shall we say. So Sophia finally got her way. And, Holly deserves it. Holly has not. She has been nothing but selfish. She let Tate rot in jail. And then she goes and can't even support him, what his dad's going through. So he sees the text and he's thinking, oh, crap. But then Sophia walks out and she's like, well, I straightened everything out with my mom. She thinks I spent the night wherever, somebody else's house. And she said, is everything okay? And he said, yeah. And they kissed, and she ended up leaving. So he's sitting there all dumbfounded because he wasn't expecting Holly to probably come back, but he had every right to move on. So Xander's telling Kristin Phillip won't give in, so he wants her to kill Phillip. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So after he leaves, he's got it in his mind that he's probably going to, or I'm thinking he's probably going to have to kill Phillip himself, is what he's thinking, because he's crazy. So Kate's trying to talk to Chanel and talking her into giving Johnny one more chance. She was partial to Johnny. He's always been a good kid. She was married to Stefano at one time. And she just said, I just would ask you to give him another chance. So she's thinking about it. While she's thinking about it, Xander busts in. Kate, you tell your son Phillip to buck off, and he's ruining my deal. And she's like, what are you talking about? Phillip's not in town. Oh, yes, he is. He's over at the Salem Inn. Don't act like you don't know what he's doing. He's ruining my deal. Tell him to stop it. And she's like I said, this is the first I've heard of this. But Kate checked after he left, and of course, Phillip is in town. So Chanel takes Kate's advice and tells Johnny she's decided to forgive him. And he's like, oh, thanks. And she said, not so fast. You're on probation. And here again, Chanel deserves what happened to her. She shouldn't have been. She knew he was jealous over Alex. So Holly takes upon herself to show up at Tate's house. And he's like, I just got your text. And she said, oh, so I guess you were busy? And he said, Holly, I've got something to tell you. And that's where they left it today. And she's looking real serious at him. Hopefully he is going to be honest and say, look, I'm pretty much with Sophia now. We done got personal together in my bedroom. Meanwhile, like everyone does, Xander's talking to a dead person, a pitcher, and he says, I guess I'm just going to have to kill that son of a bitch myself. And then Phillip, of course, has walked in behind him, and he jumps up in the air like a hop to let him know he's there. I'm telling you, Phillip is acting psychotic since he's been back. I love it. I love Phillip. So I don't know if he overheard him say he was going to have to kill him or what, but that's a wrap for Friday. Have a great weekend.